You know, it's the NBA Finals, but it's a playoff game too. I mean, it shouldn't be no urgency from one game to the next. You know, when you're trying to win a series. You know, we prepared well tonight. I mean, this morning, and you know, now we got to, you know, put that into game form and play, you know, 48-minute game.
Hey, brother, what's at the top of the things that have to go right list tonight, priority-wise?
Win.
Sports Center on the road is powered by Ford Escape. Always unstoppable.
Our NBA analyst, PTI's Michael Wilbon, joining us from B-Loft Barbershop in Cleveland. All right, Michael, let's go right to LeBron. Body language, what he says to the media, put it all together. What sense do you have of LeBron's mentality after those two demoralizing losses?
Well, David, first of all, let me say I'm in B-Loft Barbershop. It's been 23 years since I needed to be in a barbershop, but that's another story. Luckily, these guys are putting up with me. And they think I got the wrong hat on because I'm back in Cleveland for the first time since Game 7. I got the right hat. Trust me.
Rocking Northwestern and the Cubs in
They're
Cleveland.
always hospitable in Cleveland. Always hospitable in Cleveland. You know what LeBron's mentality is? I mean, he's got to not just play for himself, because he's done that. He's averaging a triple-double, David, as I'm sure you guys have been over a million times this morning. LeBron has played his usual brilliant self through 2 games. But now, and this is where great players come in, whether you're talking about, you know, Tom Brady, or whether you're talking about, you know, from Russell to Magic to Bird to Jordan to LeBron, Kobe, he has to browbeat if he needs to, either convince his guys, rally his guys, bully his guys, whatever he does. He can't have 4 or 5 guys having no production. And I'm talking about not just J.R. Smith, but Tristan Thompson and Kyle Korver and Darren Williams. These guys are capable.
Way for his move, with, of course, the decision back when LeBron joined the Heat. What do you make of him conflating those 2 scenarios?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say it's entirely new. People used to be traded to complete super teams. I mean, people forget that the Lakers wind up getting, you know, Michael Thompson at one point, or Bob McAdoo at another point. The Celtics, you know, wind up with a high draft pick. Obviously, they work on the court adding Len Bias, but they were in position. They added Bill Walton. People have added great players all the time, but it was through trades. And what LeBron did was exercise his own right and didn't wait for owners to say, we're going to move you. He decided to do that. And obviously, we know the controversy that it caused, the backlash that it caused for a lot of people, including former players. But he did set the tone for this. I mean, LeBron, other players have to look at the way he conducts business on and off the court and say, you know what? Even if I object to that, and remember, KD at the time objected. He sent out a tweet that just quietly talked about how he re-upped with a one-liner to stay in Oklahoma City for that time. But every player, understandably and probably wisely, has looked at LeBron and the way he conducts all of his business, including where to play. And so KD surveyed the landscape, David, and said, I need to be here if I'm going to have a chance to beat them. And so he had a change of heart about midway through his career, too.
All right, so last year, Durant now just 2 wins away from that first title. Last year at this time, Cavs were down 2-0. They go back home. LeBron called it a do-or-die game. They ran the Warriors out of the building, Michael. They won by 30. What do you expect to see tonight?
I expect to see the Cavaliers win. Now, let me say this. I expected your guys to win game 2 as well. I did. I thought it was going to be a 1-1 series coming back here, David. Now, tonight, there's no option. You know, they have to win. And, you know, this is not the NHL, and it's not the 2004 Red Sox, and I don't see anybody coming back from 3-0 down. The Cavaliers have to play a lot better. We talked about why. I don't mean LeBron has to play better. LeBron's going to be LeBron. All indications are that he's been that already in this series. But he's got to bring those other guys with him, or they have to join him, however you want to put it. You know, it's interesting hearing all these things about adjustments and lineup changes. And would I put Kyle Korver in the lineup to start as opposed to J.R. Smith? Probably, because J.R. Smith's come off the bench a good portion of his career. He's comfortable doing that. But, okay, they're not going to do that. The notion that the Cavaliers can just slow it down and slow dance their way into – no. They don't have that physical a team to play half-court basketball, to lean and push and shove. They play well when they play fast. They just got to do it better. So what I want to see from the Cavaliers is playing better, not differently, better. They're going to have to guard somebody, which they haven't done. They can't let those 3 Warriors get off like they did in Game 2. So these are the things, I mean, sometimes we forget now. We have all these metrics, we have all these numbers that tell us why stuff happened, but they don't necessarily forecast what needs to happen that night, the next game. And the Cavaliers have to play a hell of a lot better. I'm sure they know it. They've had 2 days to hear about how awful they are because they're down 0-2, even here at home. I expect them to play better. I expect them to win. I expect this to become a series tonight. And that's I picked the Warriors in 7 to start this series because I didn't know who was going to win. To me, it's 2 even teams. But you know what? It's on your team tonight to prove it and not talk it. Guys, in a barbershop,
yeah.
And I know this barbershop's like the one that I grew up going to, you got to walk it, not talk it. It's time for the Cavaliers to walk it.
All right. Michael Wilbon, in a barbershop for the first time. What did you say, 23 years it's been since you've been?
24. I haven't needed it. 23 years. 1994 was the last time I went in the shop. These guys told me I need to come in here and get this done anyway.
Michael Wilbon joined us, getting us ready for Game 3 tonight.